And then we shall hit the audio record button. Shall we?
I replay too much. Oh, this Ricky Smiley.
Ricky Smiley, you say?
Oh, he clowning these people with this hair. This girl got this hair, bro. I don't know if you can see her hair look a hot mess.
No, I can't see that.
You see that hair? Somebody said she look like a pin cushion. That hair is ridiculous, bro.
Get myself together here. And then we'll start our program for this evening.
That nigga with a full beard and a pressing. This nigga got her whole beard, and the nigga hair is pressed perm.
I can't see that. You gotta raise it up. I can't see that.
I can't believe you can't see that.
You had your phone too low, sister.
Damn, that nigga got sister curls. I'm done. I'm done. This old man got sister curls. This nigga got a whole beard and he got sister curls with that receding hairline. Them curls, boy.
True that. True that. I think Rebecca's computer froze. I do believe that her computer froze. Interesting. You're back. Welcome back. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. That's that welcome back Cotter side of the game.
If you hear any background noise, that's because Regis is on the other side of the room.
Oh, okay.
So I got this up, so I'm sure he will be able to hear this podcast.
Cool.
Yeah, he can hear it.
That's all right. Yeah, we're back, man. We are back with a new episode of the Socially Conscious St. Louis podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, I am the host with the sexiest beard. I am the king of this podcast. Born with the name David. I'm wearing the motherland with my shirt today.
What that shirt say? It's blurred. It's a little blurry.
It's like B.
Hmm.
Probably can't see it on the camera, but yeah, it's actually like B on the inside of Africa. I got this shirt from a dude. Uh, while I was working, actually, he was selling these shirts. I don't exactly know who makes them. Nigga didn't exactly leave any information as far as contact is concerned, but these shirts are fly and very quality, high quality t-shirts. They ain't no raggedy Walmart t-shirts. So, shout out to the brother that makes the Be African shirts in St. Louis. But anyway, we can't move forward without introducing someone who I've known for 15 years. I don't know how we hooked up, but somehow we did, and we've been cool ever since. It's like I need money from how high. Nigga, this is I need money. When we first
Right.
we say I need
Need
money.
money.
And we've been cool ever since. So that's my homegirl, Rebecca, critically acclaimed. Although I say critically acclaimed, y'all just don't know her greatness yet. But nigga like me, I know the greatness, and her books are fire. Author of
Spiritual betrayal. I got it for you because I did change the name a couple times. It's all right.
all right. And is it 3 books or is it 4 books in the spiritual betrayal?
It's 2 books and it's two in one for each book. So it's total of 4, but it's 2 in 1 for each book.
Okay. So it's 4 books total.
Yes.
Righteous. What's popping, Becky? How you doing today?
Nothing much. Went to work about 4 hours, 4.5 hours. Chilling.
We're back after a long hiatus. We was finna go live the other week, but a nigga had fell asleep because I be working day and night on the Michael Jackson side of the game. So you do not hear from us as much during the summer months. It is because I am busy building my business. And that's the type of time that I'll be on. I don't be in the club. I don't turn up at the bar for whitey locks, and then I go work for myself. Or something. I get up and work for myself, work for whitey locks, then get off and go do some more stuff for myself. So I have been extremely busy. So if you don't see us, that is why. But I think we're going to do something different today, Rebecca. I think that we would like to promote some things for the end of the show.
Okay.
So I know you have some things that you would like to promote, Rebecca. So I would like to start with you, and you can have the floor.
Okay, well, my books are available on BarnesandNobles.com, Amazon.com, as well as Lulu.com. That's www.lulu.com. You can either search the title, which is Spiritual Betrayal, or you can search my pen name, which is LADYQU. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. That's about it. I do a lot of blog posts for other people too, so sometimes I share some of the stories that I have written. on there. This most recent one was we had actually had to write a letter to our younger selves. That was
Mm-hmm.
interesting. But that's about all I got
I've
for me.
never had
That was a lot. I mean, it wasn't anything emotional. I mean, everybody else cried. I did not. I mean, I don't know because maybe because I went through it, but I honestly just wrote it and really didn't think that the other. My letters was more so just preparing my younger self for what I was about to go through, and then what to hold on to get through it. I mean, it is explicit. It's nothing good. It is explicit, 100%.
Mm.
But the girl who manages the post, she does these like inserts, and she sent all of us a message, and she was like, the only one that really got to her was mine, and she couldn't stop crying. She said she cried for about 2 hours. I didn't ever think it was that right. I never, but you got some people that are emotional like that. I mean,
I had no idea.
another girl, she was like, I kept trying to go through this and find something, and she was like, I just couldn't stop the tears from flowing. So, um, I mean, it's what it is, man.
Powerful
I mean, it was the truth. All of it was the truth,
emotions.
huh?
Said powerful words evoke emotion.
I guess either that or I guess I mean it's nothing that nobody else has gone, nobody other people haven't gone through. I just think for it to happen, for things, for all of those things that other people go through to happen at such a young age, all at the same time, may have been a lot for her.
But in sending a message to your younger self, doesn't that change the time paradox? Like Flashpoint, anytime you go back and change one thing, the entire universe changes.
Of course, it could. So, I mean, there's no telling. I mean, I think of stuff like that. Like, if you could go back in time and change the shirt you had on, that could be a problem. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't no
Mhm.
telling what that could affect. That could affect who you met. You know, I mean, what that could affect if you're gonna live or die that day. Somebody could be, you can walk out the house in a blue shirt, and then you be like, why did I choose that blue shirt? Let me put on a red one. And you just so happen to walk out the house, and the niggas walking down the street all of a sudden looking for bitches with red shirts on, and you die. I'm just saying.
It is entirely if you go with the Flash Paradox DC little comic movie.
Right.
In saving his mom, he
Mm.
wrote the entire history. Like he wasn't the Flash. He didn't have any powers.
Yep.
Bruce Wayne was the one that died, and Thomas Wayne was the one that survived.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a whole mess. So that's why, like, when you see the little post, like, hey, if you can go back to any time in your life, what time would it be? And I'm always like, I don't want to go back in time. For what?
I'm straight.
I'm good. I made my fair share of mistakes. Sure, I would have a lot more money,
Yeah.
know a lot more. I'd be a lot further in life. But who would I be as a person? Would I
Yeah.
have met the same people that I have met? Would I
Right. And
have
then what does all of that entail? Like you trying to go back and change time. What does all of
would
that entail? You know what I mean?
I be a business owner?
Right. That's a fair
I
question.
went back in time because I think about it like getting into a union, finishing concrete, or
Mm-hmm.
in operations where you do it making like $30 an hour, 40
Mm-hmm.
an hour, 22 making 60, $70,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Who would I be now? Would I be would I be a part of the 5%, or would I be a part of the 95%? I don't know if anybody is familiar with the I'm not sure exactly what they call it, but
Mm-hmm.
there are percentages that describes the bulk of humanity. I call it the 85-10-5 rule. 85% of people are asleep. They don't care. They not trying to hear nothing. Get that bullshit away from me. I'm trying to party, turn up, Lean, weed, pills. I don't want to
Mm,
hear about it.
man.
Then you have 10% of the people who know the knowledge, but are too scared to tell 5%. Because you're afraid something gonna happen to you. You gonna
Yeah.
lose your friends. Somebody might try to stone you. Ain't no telling what's gonna happen to you. You
All right.
know the truth. Then
That's true.
is the 5% of people who have the knowledge. Not necessarily all of the knowledge. No one person has all the knowledge. But the 5% are the people who are in the know. We have the knowledge, and we're not afraid to spread that knowledge to the other 95% people.
Mm-hmm.
So, this, the socially conscious St. Louis podcast,
Podcast.
is the 5%.
Oh, I can see on your shirt now. I'm actually getting I want that tattooed on my right shoulder. Maybe my left shoulder.
And in the 5%, we will not be able to get through an episode without me telling you how I pissed somebody off here.
You always pissing somebody off every day. That's not
Again,
surprising.
again, 5%. And it is your job as the 5% to pick up the other 95.
At
Because
least I didn't get messages this time.
the
Typically.
10% people, the 10% who have the knowledge but are scared to tell it, you got to teach them too. Nigga, what is your problem? If you have the knowledge, why are you sitting on it? You afraid to lose friends, family? Are you afraid to alienate
Probably.
yourself because you're telling the truth? So you gotta work on them too. But
Well, at least this time I didn't get no messages talking about how terrible of a
you
human
know,
being you were. I'm
this
so happy
was
about that.
this was no friend of yours, but it just so happens to. And as I scroll through Facebook, I find a lot of these pro-black, pro-African groups
Uh-huh.
are only pro-black and African to a certain level. Like, we want to celebrate blackness, but we don't want to celebrate all of our blackness because it's celebrating all of our blackness. That would mean pissing off quite a few white people and quite a few black people too, to be honest with you. So, in regards to the word nigga, I don't know if we've ever discussed this, but this is a good time to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
What the post is dealing with.
Oh yeah, that post.
To the word nigga.
Go ahead, bro.
The old people say, hold on, matter of fact, let me go directly to
Is that post or
that
the
post.
screenshots you sent me? Now,
Yes, let me go directly to the screenshots. Hold on. I know I got them on either my laptop or my.
I think you sent me the screenshots too.
Okay, here it is. So, in regards to the word nigga,
Uh-huh.
one of our elders says it's been ingrained to us that's what we are. We hear the silly argument that we took something negative and made it ours. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I don't use or like to hear that ignorant word.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I agree. And here I come, trying to shed light, the warmth of knowledge on these ignorant Negroes. So I said, actually, we took it back and reshaped the word back into our likeness. And then dude comes by. Of course, people are going to argue me down. So he basically tried to argue me down. So I broke down a few forms of the word. I said negus, or pronounced negus, Ethiopian word meaning
Mm-hmm.
naga, a Kemetic term for God, or the serpent god. You may have seen the serpent symbol on a Kemetic crown, Kemetic being Egyptian. On a king's crown, you will see the serpent. I know my parents had them brown Egyptian statues in my house where the crown had the serpent on it. Serpent.
Mm-hmm.
Important. Niger, male. Nigeria, female. Our ancestors didn't have any vowels in their language, only consonants. The N and the G have remained constant throughout our history. Negus, pronounced negus, the ignorant pronounce. The ignorant whites couldn't pronounce it correctly, so they called it nigger. Negus, niggers. Ultimately, without our knowing it, we actually flipped it back into our personal language. The word in any form is attached to our souls. I even posted receipts of an article of two Aboriginal Australian tribes and their names, both pertaining N and G. It's all over the globe for quite possibly what could have been the beginning of time in some form or fashion. Brother man comes back. He says, sir, your argument is a stretch at best. They called us nigga to hurt and demean us. To simply think that we took it over and changed it is plain old silly to me. I say, I just gave you all gems and you stuck on a white man. I'm done. It's our word, people. Why you think we can't get rid of it? Why you think we use it so damn much? Because it's ours. It's attached to your soul. Your ancestors been using this word for quite possibly millions of years. And you still stuck on this 500-year period. I had a conversation. I love him dearly, but I had this conversation with one of my church members. Hey, for all intents and purposes, this, let me see what else we got over here. Right, so these 2 points here, 500 years. We're going to use visual aids now. Those who can't see, there's a serum and a big gold Lee's cup sitting on my laptop. This here is 500 years. Now, the North Sentinelese people, you know, the ones that killed that half Asian, half white man who came and tried to Christianize.
Yeah, he had no business going over there.
Didn't have no business being there. But the North Sentinelese people, white man, we don't know what they call themselves, but that's what the white man calls them. Just so we're clear, have been on that island at least 60 to 80,000 years.
Yep.
60 to 80,000 years. And you're still stuck on this 500-year period. Yes, we should study slavery across the entire continent. The other 5 continents, because it's actually 5. But yes, you should study colonialism and slavery within that 400-year period, 500 years. But you got to get outside of that 500 years. You as a people are the original people. When you say you're original, do you really think about what original means?
Yeah, what that really means, yeah.
When God scooped the dirt up and he breathed the breath of life when he molded Adam, what dirt looked like? It looked like niggas, okay? Dirt is brown. I ain't never dirt. And that's in your Bible. So that means the first people who inherited this earth were brown. Dark brown people. And you tripping off of this 500 years. You want to talk about the pyramids and the Sphinx, but you don't really want to put the numbers together. That predates, and this is where I get my Christian brothers and sisters. If Christianity has only been around about the last 2,000 years or so, and the North Sentinel people have been around 80,000 years, whose very existence predates Christianity and all organized religions itself. Who did they pray to before Jesus?
It's a good question.
And thus I piss people off. So that's my story for the day. We need to get into these topics. We have talked long enough about the bullshit. So, I'm always pissing somebody off. But that's okay.
if you do an episode on how much you piss people off, that legit can be an entire episode for sure.
We might just do that. But piss people off. Your boy ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace, ASAP Yams. Has been in a Sweden jail for about the past 3 to 4 weeks. And apparently, the Sweden jail is mistreating him, not feeding him any food. Now, this is just what we hear. We don't know if that's true or not. This is all alleged. Allegedly, he hasn't had any food. The facilities are poor. Feces everywhere. And your boy Donald Trump has been caping to get this nigga out of jail. Now, fuck Donald Trump, first of all, on the YG side of the game. But let me just tell you what Brother ASAP Rocky said in Ferguson and or other black struggles. So, in an interview with The Source back in 2016, in regards to the shootings of Alden Sterling and Philando Castile, this according to source.com, they asked ASAP Rocky, do you ever feel like you're forced to address the issues? Quote, they're not forcing me to do shit. I'm just going to stay black and die. Why? Because I'm black. So every time something happens, because I'm black, I got to stand up. What the fuck am I? Al Sharpton now? I'm ASAP Rocky. I did not sign up to be no political activist. I want to talk about my motherfucking lean, my best friend dying, the girls that come in and out of my life, the jiggy fashion that I wear, my inspirations in drugs. I don't want to talk about no fucking Ferguson and shit because I don't live over there. I live in fucking Soho and Beverly Hills. I can't relate. I'm in the studio. I'm in these fashion studios. I'm in these bitches' drawers. I'm not doing anything outside of that. That's my life. So, Rebecca, in regards to ASAP Rocky being in jail and allegedly being mistreated, should we jump to his defense as black people?
Well, when I first heard the story, I was like, oh, well. I mean, Ferguson is where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a part of where I'm from.
You from St. Louis. You ain't from the damn Ferguson.
Ferguson is part of where I'm from. Part of where I'm from.
Canfield Drive.
I still Canfield Drive, apartment F.
This nigga be like, oh my God. They be like, what? You said to me, bitch off of Ferguson. Oh, God. I'm sorry. You're like, Mike Brown was my cousin. That's all you gotta say. When somebody piss you off, because you in a whole nother state. People don't know.
Like a whole You'll have my good old driver's license from there.
Like, nigga, I'm from Ferguson.
With the address still on it.
I didn't mean, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to piss you off. I'm so sorry.
Yep, still got my good old driver. When I went to go get my Kansas driver's license, he cut it because they gotta cut it to show it's not valid. And then he was like, "Did you still want to keep it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll keep it." He was like, "You sure we throw it away?" I was like, "No, I'll keep it." So yeah, this is my last St. Louis address with my Ferguson address on it.
Nigga, when I went down to Columbia, it was this black dude. He was like, "Oh, nigga, I'm from St. Louis." I was like, "Huh, nigga, what you doing down here?" He like, "I'm kind of hiding from somebody." I was like, but he like, shit, anytime these white folk piss me off in this month, because he worked in a McDonald's. He like, anytime these white folk piss me off, I'm telling I'm from Ferguson. Nigga.
I'm only told somebody that I was from Ferguson one time, and it wasn't in an aggressive manner. They were just like, she was just like, well, I can't believe those black people are down there doing this and doing that and blah, blah. And I was like, you should talk about stuff you don't know nothing about. First of all, you ain't
Mhm.
black. Second of all, have you ever lived in St. Louis? Well, no, don't talk about things you don't know about. Because, see, that's where I used to live, in those same apartments. Don't talk about something you don't know nothing about. You don't know about the black struggle. You don't know nothing about police brutality. You don't know about any of that. I would suggest you keep your mouth closed. And when I said that, everybody just kind of left me alone after that. So yeah, that was that. However, back on to the ASAP of the Rocky. So
ASAP Rocky.
this is the thing. At first, when I heard it, I was like, oh well, because I did remember those comments that he made about Ferguson. But then I was like, I have to separate the man from the injustice. It is an injustice of what's happening to him. Because at the end of the day, I saw the video, I saw all the video clips, and they were really trying to like, hey man, y'all need to chill. Like, chill out. We ain't trying to, they trying to get away from the dude, and the dude steady antagonizing them. The dude hitting them, pushing them, all that kind of stupid stuff. And then that's when his guard stepped in, and then the guard started fighting, and then ASAP Rocky started fighting somebody else because they tried to jump in. So honestly, it was self-defense. But at the same time, we don't care nothing about that. They police officers don't even carry guns. Like, that's how much they are about non-violence. Like, the police officers don't carry guns at all. Yes, everything was caught on videotape because somebody else videotaped it too. The crazy part about it is the person who started the fight, which was the bystander, their guy, they let him go. And they let go of ASAP Rocky's security guard. So the only person that's still in jail is ASAP Rocky.
The nigga with the money.
Exactly. And this is the thing with Sweden too. I was listening to Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne the guy was saying that his homeboy, he did an interview with his homeboy, and they was talking about ASAP Rocky, and he was saying how the same thing happened to him when he went over there in Sweden. The only thing with him was is that he didn't get into a fight. Somebody was trying to antagonize him, and the police still locked him up, and he was locked up for about 4 months. And he had to get a lawyer and do all that kind of stuff. Now in Sweden, if they lock you up, if they charge you and you like you're not convicted or none of that, they just let you go. You can sue them. You can sue them for like lost wages and all that. Like, you can sue the government for lost wages and all that kind of stuff. Like, they are that strict on nonviolence. So the injustice part of it, like, say if it was like you or I'd be like, man, that's messed up. My homeboy was defending himself. Like, how do you let go of the person that started the fight, and then you let go of the security guard that was protecting his client, but you don't let go of the client because the client stepped in to stop somebody else from trying to jump his security guard? But it's like, at the end of the day, like ASAP Rocky said, though, like, you have to pay for what you do. So, like, my dude, you want black support, but you didn't support your own people when they needed your support. Not saying that you had to go to Ferguson, do all that, but the comments that you made is and you may be right. I can't relate to that. I can't this and that. I really don't care. I'm just trying to get this money. That I don't care is the problem. Yes, you can make a statement to say that you can't relate. You probably can't relate to that. However, these are still your people. And if other nationalities see that we don't care about each other, then why should your people care about you?
I mean, they're New York is one of the most racist places in America,
Mm.
and you can't relate. That's the bullshit. I call bullshit. I smell it. New York. Racism was high in New York, dog. You can't tell me that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I just feel like the action itself, it is an injustice.
It
I
is.
think this is a humbling experience for him. I hope it is. Because now because you talked all that stuff like, I'm just out trying to get these money and F them and all this other type of stuff, and I don't
You
care.
all look like Al Sharpton.
And it's like, now all of a sudden you in jail, and you and your mama want somebody to stand up for you. But where was your mama telling you, like, hey man, this is why A, B, C, and D, and this is why you shouldn't make those type of comments. Like, but that's another conversation on another for another day.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's my personal beliefs. He brought it upon himself. Yes, you got caught up in a situation where you was defending yourself. The dudes was antagonizing you, but one, you're in another person's country.
Yep.
An American citizen. We don't know what Sweden's relationship to America is,
Oh
but
yeah. My bad. So they signed a treaty with Sweden to be able to negotiate stuff like this, and it's when Trump called him, Swedish president is like, we don't care. Click. Like Trump tweeted like, oh well, I'm gonna call the consulate and do whoop 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 whoop, and then he called them and they're like, yeah, no, click, and then they tweeted ASAP Rocky is still in jail. Blah blah blah. I don't care, nigga. USA ain't got no clout with nobody. Like they don't like us. I'm done.
right, like I was saying, one, you're in another country. Two, you're rich, you're famous, and you know what? Separating the man from the music, I fuck with ASAP Rocky tough. Nigga makes good ass music. But you was coning it up and got all that negative energy upon you. I don't give a fuck about that. Who the fuck I look like? Al Sharpton. Fuck you. Fuck that. I'm gonna stay black and die. He brought all of that negative energy with him and it caught up to him. So, thus, ASAP, I fuck with your music, dog. I will be streaming your next album, but for right now, hold your own nuts. I hope this is a learning lesson for you.
Yeah,
That regardless of where you're at and how much money that you have,
yeah.
are still black. So, Houston Ghetto Boys rappers Willie D and Scarface are running both for Houston City Council.
They
Here,
both are. I thought it was just not Willie D, but I thought it was just Scarface.
nope, it's Brad Jordan, Scarface, and Willie Dennis.
Mm.
Both are running for Houston City Council in different wards.
Uh,
What are your thoughts on that, Rebecca? Two rappers,
I would love for
Southern
Willie D.
rappers, pioneer Southern rappers from the early 90s.
Why not? We got a reality
Ghetto
TV.
Boys, my mind playing tricks on you. Willie D. Coon and Coon 2.
Yeah.
How do you make a transition from being a rapper to now being a city council person? Is
Same way we could transition an actor to be a governor. Arnold Schwarzenegger, was he a governor or was he the mayor? He was the mayor of California, I believe.
governor?
Governor, he was the governor. Okay. So the same way an actor, an ex bodybuilder can transition into being the governor while he was cheating on his wife. I'm just saying. The same way you got a reality TV star, Omarosa, who was part of the who was hired by the president. So the same way we got a president at geez Louise, the same way that we have a reality TV star and businessmen as a president. It's all the same. How come you can't transition? Do you really feel like that we can't transition from rapper to a higher place of power, or they just saying that black folks can't do it? I mean, I think that's an interesting question. For me, it is. I'd love somebody to answer that. But I don't think nothing's wrong with it. I would love to see Willie D as the I would love to see it for sure. I love Willie D. But I don't know if they'll let Willie D in because Willie D ain't gonna play the game. They might, I don't know. Can you imagine?
I think so. You talking about politics on a local level.
Yeah, maybe, I guess.
And Willie D, he speak that truth.
Exactly.
And so I'm pretty sure so does Brad Scarface. And I think it's good, man. I think it's real good, especially like Houston is definitely one of the more progressive cities. You know, it's not like Nelly
Mhm.
and Murphy Lee them where you really don't See the niggas who from St. Louis, you don't really see them in St. Louis like that. It ain't,
Mm.
you see Slim Thug building houses for homeless people and single mothers in Houston. You see Bun B being a regular ass dude in Houston. You see Willie D and Scarface being regular ass dudes in the community, regular brothers. You see that? I think that's more of a Southern thing because you see that in Atlanta too. You see it with like Ti and Ludacris and people like them who are really like homegrown.
Yeah.
You don't really see that. You ain't seeing that in St. Louis. I don't really necessarily see like East Coast, but I say it's a good thing because, like I say, Houston's one of the more progressive cities, and I think that Willie D be good. You know, Willie D is pro black, most definitely, but he's also fair. You know, he's not pro
Mm.
point where it'd be like, hey, if you wrong, I'm just gonna look the other way. It's like, hey, I love you, you wrong, but I'm still gonna call you out on your bullshit. So I know they still doing the campaign, and I know one dude he trying to already like smear Willie D's name, and just typical dirty politics when you
Mm.
see. I think the thing is
Mm.
when you got two brothers who came up from the streets, successful rap careers. Willie D's got a buzzing YouTube and Patreon. I don't really know too much about what Scarface is doing these days, but
Mm.
pretty sure he's staying active. Too young. I mean, they still fairly young. I think they probably what mid to late 40s, maybe early 50s. I don't know, but like I say, two fairly young progressive brothers from the streets of Houston. I think it's a good thing, and I think they scared because with them two, other people are gonna follow suit. You know how
Mm.
black people are. We hop on the bandwagon. Hate to say it, but it's true. So when you see these two brothers, and if they get on, there's gonna be some more people like that.
Yep.
Mark
I
my
hope
words.
they do it. I'm happy about it.
Mark my words. Now,
Mark.
bringing it back home to St. Louis, we wouldn't
Uh,
be the socially conscious St. Louis podcast if we did not call out St. Louis bullshit. Okay, of St. Louis, I really do. It's home. I love
mm.
home, but you niggas be on some bullshit.
Mm.
Now, anybody who knows anything about St. Louis, you live here, you know that there used to be a trolley system that used to roll through our loop. I think about the early 1900s,
Yeah.
give or take.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hey, it's a wonderful piece of history. San Francisco is probably like the only place that still actually has a trolley system from like back in the day. So
Yep.
I understand why they tried it, but you shouldn't have tried it. It spent $41 million, according to Real STL News. Shout out to Real STL News. Spent $51 million on the Delmar Loop trolley, but no one is riding.
Waste of money.
According to Real STL News, excuse me, I'm getting a drink of water here.
Mm.
The Delmar Loop trolley projecting numbers are lagging drastically. According to the reports, the $51 million project has only raised a little over $22,000 since November 2018. The Delmar Loop originally only had two trolleys, but another one was added recently. The numbers remain low. The trolley could possibly have to relocate. Not just that, but we'd also have to suffer more street work being done to the Delmar Loop. The trolley is a fun experience for kids under the age of 12 and for those who are looking to save gas if going to the Forest Park area. The trolley is a highlight to the city, so we encourage everyone at least to take a ride. Now, that is where I disagree, STL News. That is where I disagree. That is not a joy to the city. That is a waste of money. $51 million for what? For a trolley that's 2 years, like 2.5 years behind schedule, 2.5 years of being over budget, 2.5 years of testing and road work. Horrible idea. We got potholes, sinkholes, manholes. We got every hole that you could think of in St. Louis. And you couldn't think to spend $51 million on what? Infrastructure? Perhaps $51 million on a fucking trolley. Congratulations.
Y'all just
Congratulations.
wasting money. That was a
This
waste of damn money.
this is why we're losing as a city now. Because y'all doing dumb shit. Like spending $51 million on a trolley nobody asked for.
All those buildings and facilities that could be replaced. All these, especially when it comes to like buildings that's been over, 30 years, supposed to be a landmark. Y'all done wasted $51 million and ain't nobody riding this damn trolley. You ain't got no return on your investment.
Nope.
Like, come on, man. And I bet you that traffic is horrible down there now. That could very well drive business away from the loop, because one of the reasons why I've only been to the loop twice. And the only reason why I went is because I was both times that I went, I was riding with somebody else. But the only reason why I wouldn't go myself is because I didn't want to be bothered with that traffic. I didn't want to be bothered with the parking down there. It's too much. And it's not enough. And y'all done stuck a damn trolley down there. What was the point? What was the point? Don't nobody want to ride it. There's nothing that historical about the Delmar Loop that people want to ride a damn trolley for.
No, when there's already a bus.
They should have
There's
put
already a bus that goes through Forest Park anyways. All you
right.
gotta do is get off at the Forest Park station, go across the street, and catch the bus to Forest Park. But Rebecca, here, let me drop this on you. Remember, I said you heard the part where I mentioned the sinkholes. I know you kind of left the computer here,
Yeah,
but
I heard.
not only did we have that big, massive sinkhole that swallowed that car in downtown St. Louis of last year
I remember that.
of $51 million, this just happened here the other day. Massive water main break destroys Lindell at Union. Road closed indefinitely as of the Riverfront Times. So there,
Indefinitely? Are you serious?
yes.
That's fucking ridiculous,
You
bro.
know what $51 million could have went to St. Louis?
And it's gonna push a lot of people out of
From
their house.
new fucking pipes. Maybe you should start doing construction on your infrastructure instead of having this bullshit ass trolley. Let me take you down memory lane real quick since I love history. I'm sort of a history buff. Let's take you to 1904. St. Louis was world famous for shoes, bricks, and beer. And
Yep.
Bush, the Brown Shoe Company, and St. Louis's world famous bricks that many of our old city houses are made of. Those
Yep.
bricks are still famous to this day. Now,
Yep.
2004, the World's Fair Committee, let's say early 2000. The World's Fair Committee was looking to have the World's Fair come to St. Louis in 2004 for the 100th year anniversary of the 1904 World's Fair. And they ended up deciding to go somewhere else because St. Louis's infrastructure was too bad. The infrastructure was too bad. The highways were too bad. We didn't have enough hotel spaces.
Yep.
Streets were too bad. Come on. And that was 2004. I kept up on it. I was doing the research on it. They was planning on coming here for the 100-year anniversary, and St. Louis is too fucked up of a city.
Yep.
And you know why they didn't come here? Because you just spent 51 million. I feel like I'm Dr. Evil.
$1
$51
million.
on some
Right.
bullshit. I love my city boy, but y'all wrong for that. Y'all wrong
Say that
for that.
again. They spent $51 million on what?
On some bullshit.
No, but for real, for all intents and purposes, like straight up, like that. That's got to be when we first talked about that. My immediate reaction was like, that's got to be the dumbest thing I've heard all year. Like, as many times as I've been in St. Louis recently, I'm seeing how bad the highways are. And like it's a pothole off of, it's right when you get off of Kings Highway, off Highway 70. It's one right at Union, and you driving along that side street, and one when you get off on the Kings Highway exit going east.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I pass by there every day. Right when you cross over Union and 70, where that bridge at, there's like a big ass pothole on the right hand side, and then you got to go to the inside. It's like playing Mario Kart. You either got to go to the inside or you got to go to the outside.
Man.
On the shoulder, then you got to get back over.
Or even just all those potholes up and down Union, period. Like, even when you get off the highway, say you get off the Union and you make a right going towards Natural Bridge, it's so much work that needs to be done on that street alone.
To be fair, they filled about 4 of them
out of the many. Them niggas filled 4, and then they used to get mad because back in the day, you used to be able to sue the city if something happened to your car and it was because of like a pothole or something like that. You used to be able to sue the city and they used to reimburse you your money. But they stopped that a long time ago. But the thing is this, like, y'all not fixing nothing. We paying all these taxes and y'all niggas done save 50, y'all pull $50 million out y'all ass for a trolley that ain't nobody using. Mm. You spending more money to pay the person per year to drive the trolley than you are making it for people actually riding it. I don't know what the hell they was thinking, what their thought process was. People don't be up in Forest Park not like they used to be. Not when I was coming up. Like Forest Park used to be popping. And they still have some people up in there here and there, but people don't really be in Forest Park like that, not for real. Well, I'll say compared to how it used to be back in the day. Them numbers have gone down significantly. Just like Tower Grove Park. Do you know how terrible Grand is? Grand is awful. Riding up and down Grand is nonsense. All the potholes, the streets is uneven up and down Grand, and like, come on, y'all
talking about
on that?
North Grand.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. North Grand, not South Grand. Not South Grand.
See, now we gotta make a distinction. We gotta make a distinction now. St. Louis is one of the most racially segregated cities. Not only do you have the Delmar Divide, there used to be a time you couldn't go further south than Lindell.
True.
Like 40 years ago, you couldn't go south in Lindell after dark because that was the white side of town. So when you get to Grand and Delmar, right there by the Powell Symphony Hall, the streets. Yep. That's when you got the Fox Theater, Best Steakhouse, Slew, all that, going up South Grand. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Just had to make that distinction. Because going down South Grand are nice. The roads going down North Grand, you like, God damn, I need a 4-wheel drive truck with big monster mud tires to get through this joint. Otherwise, you busting rims going down Grand.
I'll be right back.
Or Grand and Cass, nigga. Ooh, Grand and Cass. Ooh, Grand and Cass is so toe up, man. Like, it's crazy toe up. But anyway, I'm not sure if y'all heard about this black sheriff's deputy. It was a black sheriff's deputy who was visiting an RS building where he had a white security guard pull a gun on him. And according to NBC News, a black veteran Ohio sheriff's deputy filed a civil lawsuit against a white security guard for allegedly pointing a gun at him during an incident in May at an Internal Revenue Service office in Toledo. Alan Gaston was in full uniform when he stopped by the IRS office for personal reasons on May 31st. According to the lawsuit filed in Lucas County Common Pleas Court, Gaston has worked for the county sheriff's office for the past 35 years. His lawyer said.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Eklund, the white security guard, I just had to add that, the white security guard at the office stopped Gaston and told him he needed to remove his gun. The suit states Gaston asked if there was a locker for him to store it, and he was told that there was not one.
Mm-hmm.
And he told Gaston to put his gun in his car. Gaston refused and attempted to discuss the matter with Eklund. But Eklund unholstered his gun and pointed it directly at Gaston. Eklund then grabbed Gaston's shoulder, telling him that he was being detained.
Mm-hmm.
Eklund was charged with aggravated menacing. He pleaded not guilty in his first court appearance on Monday.
Mm.
Tushman said in a statement that Eklund's not guilty plea did not come as a surprise. He clearly remains unrepentant, he said on behalf of Gaston. The security guard was poorly trained. He was undoubtedly not qualified for the position that he held. If you couple those facts with racist thoughts and or feelings, you end up with this result. Apparently, a full uniformed black deputy is not safe when it comes to racial hostility.
And then they don't matter what uniform you got on, you still a nigga.
Yes.
I hate to say it like that, but I mean that's the truth.
Then he goes on to say, really no way to know how you're going to act when there's a gun pointed at you. And you think you're going to lose your life. Thoughts, opinions?
My thoughts and opinions is this. There's no way. I wholeheartedly agree with the police officer in the sense that, and everybody else who got eyes, who ain't racist, is looking at this saying, how in the blue hell do you pull a gun out on a deputy? And you know what that makes me think? That makes me think that if this man would have shot him, then he probably would have lost his badge and went to jail. That's what I think. I mean, in my opinion, that's what I think.
It's possible.
Because ain't no way something like that happens and like I mean, you got to call it what it is. You know, a lot of people try not to use the race card. And I hear a lot of white people say like, oh, you know, the race card is so oversaturated. I even hear some black people say, black folks always using the race card. The race card ain't for everything. Okay, so I understand like if you go to a predominantly white store, or if there's a white clerk in the store, you go to the ATM and you know you ain't got no money and your debit card declined. You can't say it's racist because your debit card declined. No, you just ain't got no money. But this clearly isn't that situation. Like you see this, like nigga, this ain't Halloween. This ain't no old man pretending to be an officer. Like you see, and he's telling you who he is, and you still choose to pull a gun on a man and then follow him. That dude ain't gonna see no jail time. He might lose his job, and that's it.
That's right.
I mean, it's racist all the way around, but I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, he may lose his job. He might not lose his license, but he might lose his job. And they gonna probably cut him a check. Like, I'm just waiting on the mental illness and all that kind of BS to come out. That's what I'm waiting on, because that's typically the story. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but that statistically, that's the story. Anytime somebody who is non-black or brown, do something, it's mental illness. They had a rough childhood. The parents separated, divorced, whatever. People picked on them in high school, whatever. Like, it's always some type of mental illness with that. But when it comes to African Americans, people of black and brown descent, it's one of those things where it's like, none of that is taken into account. None of, oh well, the drugs was put into our neighborhoods, which affected our families, and they're alone affected how our parents raised us. None of that's taken into account. You can have mental health issues and this and that and still see jail time. The crime can be the same, the issues can be the same, but the difference is skin color. And at the end of the day, that person will get off with a state paid therapist, and your black ass is sitting in jail for 30 years because you decided to steal a bag of Skittles. I'm just saying, like, you got to call racist what it is. Got to call bullshit what it is. And that's my thought on that. I hope this big ass loses fucking job. And I hope that somebody, I ain't saying I want somebody to kill him, but I just hope somebody black just catch him coming out the store and they sneak his ass.
Right. Well, I'm glad to see that he did point out that it was a race issue. Now, initially, they make it seem like it's not a race issue.
Of course.
That was my original thoughts because
Mm-hmm.
when clip, the
Mm-hmm.
clip kept stopping at, oh, this is a training issue. But then when you actually like read more in depth into it, he said, well, of course, the racial thoughts and feelings. Um, Now here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lawsuit on his hands, definitely, and with a training issue, you could sue the company too. So he can try mental illness, but then he's just gonna set his company up for failure, which I'm pretty sure he don't care. But if it's a training issue or a mental health issue, either way, you have to look at the company who hired this dude to work at the IRS. If it isn't a division of the IRS itself,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can basically get your money. So I think he's gonna get paid. I hope things work out for him, brother. Remember that was and forever will be a race issue. Don't get out here cooning and shucking and jiving when you get that check.
You think he gonna do it?
I don't. At this point, Rebecca, I don't care.
That's fair. I
Either
hope he don't.
either you gonna get on board or you not. Either you gonna get with this agenda or you not. Either you for me or you not. I'm not gonna drag you down. I'm not gonna drag you with me to try to wake you up. I'm gonna provide you with the knowledge that I have to the best of my ability. And if you don't want to hear it, then that's on you.
That's fair.
Care anymore. It takes too much energy trying to wake people up that don't want to be woke. Now, that's not to say that you spread certain bits and pieces of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It just means you can't drag somebody into waking up and understand the truth. Because honestly, most people love the Matrix. They enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember in the Matrix where homeboy who had been out of the Matrix hopped back in the Matrix and was sitting at this restaurant eating this fancy steak, and he said something to the effect of like, "Yeah, you know what? I know the steak isn't real, but in my mind, I really feel like it is," or something like that. He said,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
"Yeah." So I mean, it's one of them type of situations. I'm still gonna tell you the truth. You know, so many people are scared of the truth. It's like sunlight when you walk out the movie theater. You've been sitting
Mm-hmm.
in the theater for 2.5 hours and it's been dark.
Mm-hmm.
Go outside, hit that sunlight. It's like, oh my god, it's so bright. God damn it! Gotta cover your eyes. You feel like a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. I try to give you the warmth of knowledge. Try to tell you that you are a nigga, you are a naga, you are a negus. Try to tell you that you are a great and many people.
Mm-hmm.
I try to tell you that you did 99.9% of everything that ever existed in this world, even the stuff that the white man came up with. And if you don't want to hear it, then so be it. I'm not gonna lose no sleep when you don't want to know the truth. I actually think it's fascinating when I know what black people did. Those Cahokia mounds over in East St. Louis,
Mm-hmm.
pyramid that was also featured in, if I'm not mistaken, Hidden Colors 2. Or was it Hidden Colors 1? Might have been Hidden Colors 1, but yes.
Those are definitely going to be my next round of purchases because I want all of them.
Speaking thus, Hidden Colors 5 is coming out next week. I'm going.
Really?
I am. There's no showing
Is it
coming
coming out in theater?
in theater.
Dang, I wonder if it's coming out here.
It is not. But
Uh,
DVD comes out like the next week, so he's actually already taking pre-orders on hiddencolors.com. That's a free plug. I will be getting, I've seen 4, I don't have it. I have the first 3. I have 1804.
mhm.
I want to see 5, probably me and Brother Metu. He said he got his ticket, so I'm definitely going. And
What
then
theater is it showing at?
the Trivoli and the Loop.
Oh, damn, Marley, that's why I know what it was. All right, cool.
Yeah. So
All people gonna see it, man. Was it a good turnout last time?
I went to go see 1804, me and Bro Lawrence, and it was a decent turnout. That was at the Plaza Frontenac Theater. Honestly, it wasn't full. There was
Mm-hmm.
still 2 seats left empty. So, St. Louis is a very slow paced city. Like we in the middle of the United States, everybody copy off of each other. Like I'm one of the very few men in St. Louis not wearing fanny packs and purses. Like I don't do that. I don't follow trends. There's very few of us who don't wear the same true religions and the same Jordans. Oh, the Jordans come out. Dumbass nigga standing in line in Foot Locker in negative 75 degrees Celsius weather, waiting on some goddamn Jordans. I just do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not me.
I'm on hiddencolors.com and it's coming up like it's a broken page.
Shouldn't be. It's hiddencolorsfilm.com.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be seeing that, man. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so Rebecca, what would you do if you found out that your spouse had 3 children outside of your marriage?
Marriage is over. I ain't got time. I'm not gonna pay a child support. It's
Now,
simple as
this,
that.
this is a post that this brother. I mean, I honestly don't know how to describe this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm just gonna go ahead and read it.
Mm-hmm.
As my wife does not know that I know. I've been married for 14 years. We have 3 kids, all boys, but none of them belongs to me. I know this for a fact, but my wife does not know that I know. Let me explain. 5 years before I met my wife, I was involved in a car accident together with 2 of my friends. We were traveling from Lagos to Abuja.
Mm-hmm.
Car skidded off the road. I was the only survivor of the accident. My friends died. I spent 11 months at the hospital, and that left me with a condition that says that I can't have children. I gave my life to Jesus Christ and became a committed Christian after the incident. In summary, I became a pastor in a local church in my community 5 years later and met my wife in the process. I did not tell her about my condition because I was hopeful that God would heal me. 6 years into our marriage, my wife got pregnant and had our first child. To be sure, I secretly went for a DNA and it was clear. I repeated the test for all three children, and they are all not mine. I've been living with this situation for the past 8 years, and I'm beginning to get irritated by both the children and my wife. My wife,
Understandable.
a good wife, she goes around preaching to a young woman in the church, to young in the church, about the need to remain faithful to their partners, but she has had three children by another man or men I don't know. I want to confront her, but I am confused as to how to go about the situation. I am just angry and irritated by everyone in the house lately. I feel like a total stranger in my own home. What should I do? Anonymous. What should he do, Rebecca? What
Get a
should
divorce. Nigga, it's over. That's my thoughts on it. He should leave. Anybody got time for this?
would you like to go deeper on that, ma'am?
Well, I
Would you
don't
like
know
to
how
expound upon your thoughts?
I don't know how he stayed past the first one.
Jesus told him, stay.
Boy, I think that you know how I can see this situation going. I can see him confronting her and her having an attitude at the fact that he secretly got the kids tested. You understand what I'm saying? They're trying to flip
Oh,
the
yes.
narrative.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
whoa, trifling wench. I
You
stayed with you
trifling
for 6
bitch.
years and I'm here taking care of 3 kids. And I can see that situation being if he decided to separate, she'll sue him for child support. I wonder if he was dumb enough to sign the birth certificate. I have questions.
Thinking emoji.
I can see him doing it because he don't want to tell his wife that he know that them kids ain't his. I wouldn't stay. You and your kids can get out. Like, call me heartless if you want to. Hey, my thing is this, dude. If you know what it is, and you out here, you done cheated and did all this stuff, and then you got the nerves to preach to other women about self-respect and all this other type of stuff. Whoever them baby daddies is, you need to go holler at them because you and all your kids need somewhere to stay. That's my thought process on it. She a trifling heifer. And it's hypocritical. And I don't think Jesus told him to stay. People be killing me with that. Like, there's a difference between what you hear and what you tell yourself. Nigga, I don't see it being that easy. But that's just my opinion.
Well, let me just go on record. Let me increase the screen here. Let me just go on record by saying that you, sir, are a goofy ass. Goof true.
And again,
You to take care of children that ain't yours. Now you mad at yourself because you're too bitch made to lead a relationship.
and you too much of a punk to tell her the truth in the first place. So you already married her under false pretenses. You should have told her what condition you had prior to y'all getting married. So you kind of took the choice away from her in a sense, but she's still trifling because she
But
went
she
to
a
go
hoe.
cheat.
Sarah didn't think she had kids either.
He know them damn kids don't look like him. Come on, man. Them
Look,
kids don't look
Sarah,
like you or nobody in your family.
Sarah didn't think she could have kids either. She was like, "Look, babe, I'm old. My eggs is dried up. I can't have no kids. Here, take this fine handmaiden over here, Hagar, and put your semen in her, so we can have this half Jewish, half Arab baby over here."
And as he was kicking her out the door, he should have said, "You're going to hell, Shonda, cause you's a
You a
hoe."
hoe. You going to hell, Hagar, cause you. But it was Sarah that gave Hagar to Abraham.
Just don't make no sense.
Isn't it? Up, lo and behold, guy gave you a kid. Then you're like, well, bitch, we don't need you no more. I know I'm going to hell. Y'all Christians will be like, oh, that ain't what happened. You can't tell it like that. I can tell it whatever way I want to, okay? And that's the way I choose to tell it from a real man's perspective. But it reminds me of my coworker.
Uh-huh.
God bless his soul. Well, actually, two of my coworkers. God bless their souls. One likes the money and attention getting for two, and two keeps giving money and attention to one, even though two doesn't get any benefits from one. Then number gets mad when number one doesn't want to give him any. So number two wants to act like he mad. But we all know that come Monday, number two is no longer going to be mad at number one, which still begs the question: why are you still spending your time and benefits on number one if number one's not giving any benefits to number two? If that makes any sense. But then you want to get mad, but then you're going to be right back in her face. Man, I'm mad. I'm done with her. Woo, woo, woo. Man, I'm done. I'm done. She gonna live a happy life. Okay, won't be happy over here. Then did you just say that like 2 Saturdays ago? And no, I didn't. Okay. All right. Okay. I flat out. I said I'm gonna start writing down the dates and the times that you say that you done dealing with number one. And the next time you, I'm gonna read it back to you like a stenographer on 2/7 at 1:27:32 p.m. Number two said that he is done with number one for good. It's right there in Evernote, right there.
Right.
It's backed up to the cloud, nigga. That's how you know it's real.
Start recording that nigga. He gonna say, because then if you write it down, he gonna say, "Oh man, you just wrote it down. Write down stuff." Start voice record that nigga.
Oh no, he tried to throw me off. He like, yeah, okay, write down June 27. I'm like, bro, it's July. It was another
right.
Coming in the store all the time. He hella cool. Was fucking with him. I'm like, hey man, you see how he tried to trip me up, right? See that, right? He talking about some write down June. Nah, nigga, we ain't write down June. This July. Right. That's how you know you on some foolishness.
Man, so what if that was you? What would you would have done?
In regard to kids?
Yeah, if you married and she had a kid and you know you can't have no kids.
You got, first of all, I would have been upfront from Jump Street. Second of all, giving me being in his current situation, I would have stopped at number one. You got one time to go get down as by this other dude. One time. He allows that.
Yeah.
That's why he got 3 kids that ain't his. That's why I say number one is basically using number two for the financial benefits.
Yep, that's all.
But number two continually gives said benefits to person number one. So it's like at the same time, you wrong for taking his gifts and not wanting to give that man no sex. But at the same time, nigga, you steady no benefits away, and you know that you have not received any return on your investment. And here we go. Well, we just friends. We just friends. You understand the concept of friends. We just friends. I said, okay, you just friends. Okay, let's take it from the Chris Rock perspective. Chris Rock said on the Crunk Juice album, the Lil Jon and the East Side Boys Crunk Juice album, oh yes, Chris Rock famously said on the Lovers and Friends interlude, I hate females say, let's just be friends. He said, yeah, I want to be the friend that's fucking you in the ass, bitch.
Man.
Do. Right. Lovers and friends, nigga. I tell him like, nigga, why don't you just tell the truth? I know you want the draws, nigga. Just tell the truth. I make people laugh, but I'm really telling the truth. I could be a stand-up comedian, but I have no passion for it. But
Mm-hmm.
be thinking I'm playing, but I be telling them the truth, bro. We know you want them draws. You can say all day long that you don't want them draws, nigga. But she tells me everything. But I are
Mhm.
anyways. It's just interesting to hear her side of it. But bruh man, bruh man, we know you want the draws. You a grown,
Hmm.
just come on out and say you want the draw. It's okay. We understand. You want the draws. Matter of fact, this is the same girl who be like, uh, yeah, you cause I make a joke, cause some dude, maybe it was a female, I don't know, but some
Mhm.
individual through that anonymous app sent her a message was like, I just want to tie you up and feed you cookies all day. And then she hit me up like,
Wow.
oh, I got a message. Was that you? I'm like, no, I think that.
I just told you no. Right. Right.
I just told you no. And then she bring it up every now and again. I thought that was you. I'm like, no, that's somebody who has a fat fetish. That's a fat fetish. I'm gonna tie you up and feed you cookies. That's somebody got a fat fetish. I said, besides, I see you almost every day. Well, 3 days out the week. I see you almost every day. If I wanted to say that to you, I could say it to your face. I'm not gonna send you no anonymous app through Facebook just so I can see you at work and be all scared. Where they do that at?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I, that anonymous app is for suckers. When that was popular for like a little week and a half, that was popular on Facebook earlier 2019. That's for suckers. Hey girl, I just want to rub your feet and feed you chocolate covered strawberries while we watch Netflix. And they'd be like, "Who is this?" And y'all still be hiding behind your computer. Nigga, man up.
Man.
If you want the girl, go ahead and just say, "Hey, look, girl, I think you're fine. Woo, woo, woo. I want to feed you strawberries and rub your feet so we can watch some Netflix."
That girl ain't worried about that nigga. She too busy getting his money. I bet she go home and tell her friend she got a sugar daddy.
Man, look,
You
a
know how
car
they
just
do.
a car just broke down. She said,
Mm.
after we get my car fixed, I'm gonna stop messing with it. I'm like, you a damn what? But okay.
Wow, that's what she said.
That's what she said. I don't believe it though. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But enough about that, Rebecca. We got to get to this last topic before we get out of here. The Harriet Tubman movie. The new Harriet Tubman movie has made a splash. That somebody is finally going to tell the story of Harriet Tubman. Now, I'm not sure if there have been Harriet Tubman movies before. Probably, probably there have been movies before. But this new movie features a young lady by the name of Cynthia Erivo.
Okay.
Cynthia Erivo is the person who's going to be playing Harriet Tubman in the new Harriet movie. And she is, if I'm not mistaken, she's Nigerian.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be this classically playing Nigerian. She was just on the Broadway um, readaptation of The Color Purple, where she
Mm-hmm.
won a Tony Award, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that's what they're called, Tony Awards. And more power to her. But there has been some recent backlash from ADOS people
Mm-hmm.
that she's not ADOS and
Mm-hmm.
that she has said some disparaging things about black people.
Mm-hmm.
So one tweet she tweeted back in like 13, she replies to this dude, his name's Joel Montague or Montage. At Joel Montage, ghetto American accent, parentheses. Baby, you know I got you. Hold on, let me try to do this in the ghetto American accent. Let me take a sip of water here.
You ignorant.
Me. Okay, anyway. Baby, you know I got you. I'ma sing it to you, but I still gotta do it my way. You feel me? I still gotta do what I gotta do. You feel me? And then there was some other tweets that I believe that she had that was disparaging black Americans. So what are your thoughts, Rebecca?
Well, right now I am watching the trailer for it.
Okay, well, since you're watching the trailer, I guess I'll start. I watched the trailer. I wasn't all that impressed by the storyline and or uh old Gail's acting. Like I didn't feel it. You know, she doesn't her presence as Harriet Tubman doesn't scream out to me like, oh, this is gonna be good. I have to see this. Her rendition, her interpretation of Harriet Tubman is powerful, it's masterful. She really channeled and embodied the spirit of,
That one girl who sings is in here too.
yes, the pansexual whore.
Why are we calling her a whore? Janelle Monáe.
Because Janelle Monáe is pansexual. And pansexual basically means you'll sleep with anything. They say it's like, well, you know, if you have a connection with anything, whether it be a object, like an inanimate object or something like this here, then like you have a sexual attraction to that. So basically, she'll sleep with men, women, cats, dogs, trees, birds, whatever. Pansexual. You can look up the definition if you want an actual definition, but that's about as close to a definition as I can give you. A whore who will sleep with anything.
Okay, fair.
I watched the trailer, man. I wasn't impressed. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just doesn't invoke any feeling. I could go back to YouTube right now and watch the trailer for Malcolm X, 1992. I could look at that trailer and be like, I feel the emotion coming from that trailer. I gotta go see that. Denzel did a hell of a job playing Malcolm. But old Gail, I don't feel it. And then taking her negative disparaging remarks against foundational black Americans aside, setting that aside, I'm not saying that she's not qualified. I'm a wonderful actress.
Mm-hmm.
Although I've never actually heard of anything she's ever played in. But I'm sure she's a wonderful actress.
Mm-hmm.
But certain things I feel like you should have a connection to. You don't have a connection to American chattel slavery. She don't have that connection. Her ancestors don't have that connection. Colonialism, yes. American chattel slavery, no. So I think part of my thing is if you're going to have somebody play somebody who is very inspirational in shaping American history, I think it should be somebody who is ADOS, Foundational Black America, somebody who can relate to the struggles of Harriet Tubman. Now, there might be some naysayers that be like, well, there's Black Americans who do movies about Africans. Morgan Freeman did a movie and he played Nelson Mandela.
Why you gotta talk like that, bro?
You know, Winnie Mandela was played by that big girl from Dreamgirls. You know who I'm talking about. What's her name? Jennifer Hudson. Look here. No black American. We don't have terms that completely disrespects Africans. We might have a couple terms that pokes fun at you, but we got terms that pokes fun at everybody, and so does everybody else.
Yeah.
So sometimes we call you African booty scratchers. It don't mean no harm,
Ooh, I ain't used that term since I was a kid,
but
boy.
we don't have no words like akata, which is like beast.
Yeah.
Think it like translates to beast. We don't have that word for you all, so it's different. So
Yeah.
will I be seeing Harriet? No. Hidden Colors fine. Yes. Rebecca.
I just saw the trailer. It was all right. I mean, it's
Just
nothing that captivated me.
it
Now, a
was
lot of
like
people, it was like, okay, another slave movie. And I understand people feel like some people may feel like that's wrong because they feel like, the story has to be told or the story should be told. But it's like, how can you really tell the story when she's not here?
and why couldn't it be a black director if this is so important
Right.
and this goes back to the 85-10-5. If this was so important to you, out of all you black millionaires, black movie directors, black music video directors, like F. Gary Gray before he started shooting movies, he
Hmm.
music videos.
Yep.
Spike Lee didn't have no classical training in shoot movies, but
Hmm.
had a natural gravitation towards doing these things. So I say that to say we have all these black directors and black producers and black people with money, us included, us poor people included, because we spend money on BS. So why couldn't it be a black owned film? I mean, Master P came out with the what is it? I got the hook up too. I think it's I got the hook up too. Anyways, Master P just came out with the movie like a month ago. Independent by himself through whoever bought and paid for by him. And regardless of how you feel about the movie, I've heard some people say it was good. I heard some people say it was terrible. But regardless of if it was good or bad,
Hmm.
this here singing, "Who are the haters in your neighborhood?" Because he went up independently against the big companies and he won. Let's talk about Hidden Colors for a second. I ain't riding no jock, but if I'm not mistaken, Hidden Colors 4 and Avengers came out right around the same time. And box office wise, numbers wise, Hidden Colors was doing better than Avengers at some point. I think it was like on Amazon. I think it was like the Amazon downloads or Amazon like video rentals or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, Hidden Colors independently, owned and operated by a black person, was beating a major franchise film. Even the homeboy Rock, shout out to my boy Rock. Even my boy Rock was like, it seems like they just put this together. And he ain't even woke. He trying to get there. I give him credit for trying. He
Yeah.
recognized a lot more shit than most do, I'll be honest with you. Even he said, that kind of seemed like something they just put together. Why couldn't you do it? Well, why can't you do it?
But
Because I'm not interested in doing that.
but
I'm
don't
doing
deflect the question. Like, answer the question.
I'm doing what I want to do. I'm running a lawn care business and I'm damn good at it. And I'm very busy right now. Very busy. I'm behind on some of my landscaping projects. That's just how busy I am. Plus,
Hmm.
I have a job. Why don't you do it? Because I'm doing what I want to do. I don't have any interest. I could do a lot of things. I could do electricity. I could do plumbing. I could do drywall. I can do a whole lot of things. But it doesn't mean I want to do it. I could drive. But does that mean I want to drive a taxi or Uber all day, every day? No. So I'm doing what I want to do. But I'm asking, because people like to deflect. Well, how come you don't do it?
Mm-hmm.
Doing, oh, well, let me see. I work in an inner city neighborhood. I live in the same inner city neighborhood that I work with. Whoop de whoop, whoop de whoop, whoop, whoop
Yep.
de whoop. Now, do you really want to go there? Since we want to call out my credentials, I'm doing my part. Are you doing yours? Most people aren't. But that's neither here nor there. Harriet Tubman, peace and blessings to the spirit of the ancestor. But this movie is two thumbs down.
Ah,
I will not be honest. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm not
you
impressed.
already saying this 2 thumbs down. You ain't even went to go see it.
Oh yeah, I got somebody got mad at me about that too. To be honest with you, this girl got mad at me because I posted in like a couple groups like I'm not very impressed. Like she's not very believable is what I wrote. She's not very believable. And old Gail was like, well, how do you know? Have you seen the movie? Have you seen some advanced screening that ain't nobody else seen since the movie ain't out? I said, because I watched the trailer. What do
So
you
why
think?
you feel like you can't have a difference of opinion nowadays?
What do you think trailers are for? Trailers are there to get you interested in coming to see the show.
Right.
It take the circus. The circus during the early 1900s, they used to parade through town. They used to have a parade through town where they would have all the jugglers and the clowns and the animals. And they would, when they would come through town, they would go through proverbial Main Street and they'd be playing the band and, everybody be doing their little circus thing. And then they'll go out to the edge of town, and set up the tent, do that. And then
Yep.
people know, hey, the circus is in town.
Okay.
Do, 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 do. People start looking outside and they like, oh my God, the circus. Because back then, little country towns, little rural areas, you'll see the circus maybe once a year.
Mhm.
So it's a big thing, it's a history thing. So a trailer is supposed to get you interested in the movie. It's like those trailers at the end of the Marvel movies, after the credits, where you be like,
Mhm.
you see something that's gonna get you interested in the next Marvel movie that's coming out. You like, oh damn, I gotta see that. Oh man, I thought that nigga died. Damn, I gotta see that next Avengers movie.
Mhm.
It makes you, that's what a trailer's supposed to do. This I'm not seeing it from her. And I don't think she can channel that energy because she doesn't share our history. Not
Mm.
doesn't share a history of colonialism and all of that good stuff. But our specific history as
Mhm.
people in America, she can't relate. And thus I believe she cannot channel that spirit like Jamie did Ray and Denzel did Malcolm.
Jamie killed Ray.
Baby, what I say?
Man, he killed it
He
down
said,
to the sound.
oh yeah, he did that.
Down to the sound of Ray Charles, bro.
He did that.
That boy bodied that role.
Yeah,
But
and
I agree. I'm not looking forward to seeing it. I'm not interested. And a lot of people will say, well, you don't want to go out and support black films. I think if they was gonna do a movie like that, maybe they should have had old dude that did Black Panther directed.
but it's a black movie.
Huh?
It's not a black movie though.
It's about a part of Black history. They could at
It
least
is,
have a
but not
black
a black
director.
movie. It's just like y'all went to go see Black Panther. I enjoyed Black Panther. Black Panther was very good. But
Hmm.
where did majority of the profits go?
So you don't consider it a black movie because not just off the director and the cast alone, but where the funds come from.
It's a black
Right.
movie. It's not a black owned movie.
Right.
Therein lies the difference. I got the hookup too. He owned that. That's his.
Mm-hmm. Master P. Yeah.
That's his. He owns it. Hidden Colors, he owns that. 7 a.m. Gentrified, he owns that. Jason Black owns that. That's his.
So I did hear somebody make a comment about Black Panther because they were saying how, like, well, they were saying how, you know, even in that movie, they still had to bring two white people in it. It couldn't just be predominantly a black movie. Somebody was like real pissed off about that.
Yeah, White Wolf.
And how the white boy still end up playing a savior, so to speak, to help save them. Like I've seen people get into an argument about that. It ain't about race. It was just a good movie. How come we can't support what's black? Because the dude was like, because it's not all black. They still had to find a way to throw a white cast in there, and they still had to find a way for a white boy to be a savior.
You know what they did?
And then they was like, well, one of the white boys died, and he died at the hands of a black person. They was like, it's not the point. There's still a white person in the movie, and there's still a white person that was a savior in the movie. What do you think about that?
There's always,
Huh?
there's always a white savior.
Mm.
If they're telling your story for you, there's gonna be a white savior. That's all I gotta say about that.
But that's kind of how it was with Harriet Tubman too.
Mm.
Because they said even then, it was white people who didn't believe in slavery and this and that, and they helped her to hide some of the slaves.
Yeah, they did. Harriet
So
Tubman would have done it with or without them. So either way, she kind of like me. Help, cool. If not, that's cool too.
it just makes me think about the
Right
conversation
back
that we
to
had.
plantation.
It makes me think about the conversation that we had with Metsu.
No,
And I made the comment and I said that you can't save everybody and everybody can't go. And I was kind of listening to the two of y'all talk back and forth about it. And me and you kind of had the same thought process. Like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Like at the end of the day, like you could try to give all the knowledge and help in the world, but if the person don't take it, they gotta be somebody gotta be left on the wayside. And he did not agree. And I'm like, you would die trying to spend your life trying to save everybody. Because you trying to teach these people to death and they really don't care. They don't care. So then what you gonna do? So yeah, I thought that was an interesting conversation. So I saw your one topic in there and said why you can't tell people the truth. What was that about?
I mean, just nothing important really. Just typical. Like why people so afraid to tell the truth? Like they're afraid to tell the truth. They're afraid of the truth. Why are you afraid of the truth? The truth will set you free. You don't want to hear the truth. You want to hear the lie. It goes down smooth.
It's just like, and I've been hearing Charlamagne say this lately. He said that nobody wants to hear the truth because the lie is more entertaining. The lie is more palatable than the truth. And I really do believe that. 100%. I told this girl something at work yesterday, and I just kind of wanted to test it out to see what it was going to be. So she said, she asked me, did somebody email me something? She's like, I gotta get this done. I don't know what to do. Did such and such email you a copy of, the paperwork needed? And I was like, yeah, she emailed it to me. And then she was like, oh, thank God. Blah, 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 blah. Are you being serious? I'm like, no, she didn't email me anything. I told you that 2 minutes ago. She didn't email me. I haven't received the email from such and such yet. Oh my gosh, my world is over. I said, see, you are the reason why people lie. Don't nobody have time to be dealing with the dramatics. Your life ain't over. I'm like, you're the exact reason why people don't want to tell folks the truth. Because you're more comfortable with the lie. The lie comforts you. It temporarily makes you feel better. And then you wonder why in your life people just don't. Some people will not say anything before they speak the truth. Because they feel like who they dealing with don't want to hear the truth. In my opinion.
I don't care if you don't want to hear the truth. I'm going to tell you anyway.
I feel like it's being a coward. In my opinion.
Coward! Fight me like a man!
Just like that Monique and Oprah Winfrey situation. I ain't finna talk about no words. I'm just comparing it. You rather make it seem like it's everybody else's fault in public, and then in private you want to take the blame because you don't want to come out being the person that's like, oh, I didn't ever think Oprah could lie. Same difference. Coward. Well, you look tired.
Closing remarks?
I'm not going to see the Harriet Tubman movie. I'm straight.
All right, very good. That's Lady Q, the author.
And apparently I was hungry too. I was starving, man. I ain't eaten all day.
You can most definitely follow me on my business page, More Lawn St. Louis, on Facebook and Instagram. Let me see.
Shout out to the brother that was at IHOP with you. Shout out to that brother. That was a good brother.
What was his name? Kevin? Forget the dude's name. Yeah, shout out to that brother. We're gonna do business. And shout out to Brother Jihad if you're listening. Good brother, very knowledgeable dude. David Landrum and Dave Landrum on Facebook. I'm not in Facebook jail.
Finally.
Okay. Finally for me. And tell the truth, shame the white devil, Rebecca.
You've been out for a whole 30 days. Congratulations. Freedom.
Nigga, I've been out for at least about 60 days, 90 days, something like that. I don't know. I don't even care. It's just Facebook. I don't take it literally.
Yeah. Every time I get that notification from their other page, I'm like, whoop, that nigga pissed off Facebook again.
That's okay. They got mad at me because I said, tell the truth, shame the white devil. So, all those who hear, tell the truth and shame the white devil.
Well, as far as I am concerned, you can reach me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at LadyQ1502. Again, my books are on sale at Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com, as well as LuluLulu.com. Look for Spiritual Betrayal. And I will actually be done. Shut up. I will actually be done with my Call Center Chronicles book next week. And I'm going to do a spin-off book to that. So it's more details to come on that.
All right. Well, it's been a good one. Well, I'll let you guys next time. Peace, love, chicken grease.